So you live in Delaware, Ohio, and you're looking for a great dog trainer? You've come to the right place. This is going to be a really practical guide to help you find the perfect match for you and your dog so you can feel totally confident in your choice.
Here's a quick look at what we'll cover. We'll start with why training is so helpful for living here in Delaware. Then, we'll pinpoint your dog's specific needs, talk about how to pick a trainer, look at costs and what to ask, and wrap up with some local rules and great places to practice.
Okay, first things first. Let's talk about training specifically for life here in Delaware, because having a well-behaved dog really lets you get out and enjoy our city together.
I mean, think about it. You want to be able to take a nice, calm walk down Sandusky Street, right? Or navigate through the weekend crowds near Ohio Wesleyan without any stress. Training is what gets you there. It's what allows your dog to just chill out and relax with you on one of those great pet-friendly patios. It just makes everything easier.
All right, on to Section 2. Before you even start looking for a trainer, we've got to figure out what your dog actually needs. Getting clear on your goals is absolutely the first step.
So take a second and really think about it. What are you hoping to accomplish? Are we talking about a new puppy who needs to learn everything? Or maybe you've got a specific issue you want to work on, like jumping on guests or pulling on the leash. Knowing your goal is key.
You know, most people's goals fall into a few categories. You've got puppy training, which is all about starting off on the right paw. Then there's basic obedience, your sit, stay, come. A lot of people also need behavior modification for things like barking or leash pulling. And some folks are aiming for advanced skills, maybe for therapy or service dog work. See where you fit?
And how do you want that training delivered? Group classes are awesome for socialization. Private lessons offer one-on-one attention. In-home training is fantastic because you're working right where the problems happen. And for more intensive needs, you've got options like board and train programs.
Okay, so you know what you want to achieve. Now for the big part, how to actually choose the right trainer. This is all about finding a qualified pro who's a good fit for you.
Here's the number one thing to look for: a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. Simply put, this means they reward the behaviors you want to see with things like treats or praise. It's not only incredibly effective, but it's also humane, and it builds a really strong bond of trust between you and your dog.
Now, all these letters might look like a bit of an alphabet soup, but they're important. A certification like CPDTK is fantastic for general obedience and manners. But if you're dealing with more serious issues like deep-seated fear or aggression, you really want to look for a certified behavior consultant, someone with credentials like IABC-CBDC or CBC-CKA.
Let's get into the practical stuff. We're talking about money and the questions you absolutely have to ask before you hire anyone.
So, what can you expect to pay here in the Delaware area? Well, for a typical 4 to 6 week group class, you're looking at around $140 to $280. A single private lesson usually falls between $100 and $180. And then for more immersive programs like board and train, the investment is higher. This should give you a good ballpark idea for budgeting.
When you talk to a potential trainer, have these 4 questions ready. First, what methods do you use? You're listening for positive reinforcement. Second, what are your credentials? Third, and this is a big one, how will you customize the plan for my specific dog? And finally, how are we going to measure progress and know we're succeeding?
Okay, last section, let's bring it all home and talk about putting those new skills to use right here in our community, plus some local rules you'll need to know.
So a quick but important heads up on our local leash laws. Here in Delaware, your dog needs to be on a leash, typically a standard 6'1", anytime you're in a public area. The only exception is if you're in a park that's specifically designated for off-leash play. It's a simple rule, but it keeps everyone safe and happy.
So where can you go to practice all these new skills? Blue Limestone Park has a great fenced-in dog park that's perfect for working on recall safely off-leash. Mingo Park offers lots of wide-open space for practicing your leashed walking. And for a bigger challenge, the trails at Alum Creek State Park are perfect for teaching your dog to stay focused around distractions.
At the end of the day, training isn't just about making your dog obey commands. It's about building a confident companion that you can truly share your life with. I hope you find the perfect trainer. Having a well-behaved dog makes every walk, every time a friend comes over, and every trip around town so much more enjoyable for both of you.